I know this car. This is one of three.
Challenger
1.
Yep.
Built by Holman-Moody before the Mustang came out. I never thought I'd see this car. This is cool. This is exactly why my show exists. One of the most original Shelby GT350 Mustangs in the world. We're in Birmingham, Alabama, and we've been guided here by our friend Lee Clark, who said, you're gonna like to meet Andy Van, the race car man. Thanks for having us at your shop here, Andy.
Sure.
Yeah, so I haven't been in your shop yet. I have no idea what's in there,
It's a mess.
but I'm looking at this right here,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at that. Before we even go in, what am I looking at here? Did this really run that race?
Yes, it actually won. The other guys cheated.
Did you go on this trip?
Yeah, I was in the other car, the 24 car. We finished 4th.
And how many miles between those?
About 11,000 miles, I think.
11,000. How
think
long
it's-
did it take?
43 days, yeah.
Modern electronics, I guess, but it's still got a flathead engine.
Right.
Can you modify with high compression heads and dual carburetors and things like that, headers?
Well, you couldn't put much compression in them because you had to run that 80 octane fuel over there, see.
And any problems with these cars?
Whatever happened to one happened to the other, maybe a day or two later.
Oh, gee.
The steering shaft broke, the drag link broke, and 2 days later it broke on the other car.
Are these the countries you went through?
Yeah, I used to could name them all. I don't think I can now.
Well, what an adventure that must have been. So how long did it take to prepare the cars?
These took about 2 years. I think there's some picture. Let me get the key.
Okay. I mean, I think my adventure driving on normal roads from Key West to Dead Horse, Alaska is a big deal. These guys are going from China to Paris. Holy mackerel. So whose car is this? Ted Thomas?
Ted gave it to his son.
So it's a 3-speed manual gearbox?
Well, it's supposed to be, but it's a 5-speed.
Oh.
Trinic.
Oh, cool.
Here's one picture.
So you did this race in '97.
And I did it again in 2007.
Did you? In the same cars?
No, Studebaker.
All right, so the start was here, Peking, China, through Nepal, Delhi, India, Pakistan, Tehran, through Iran, through Turkey, Ankara, Turkey, Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Paris. Like, did you have to go through any wars or anything while you were there?
No, Vic said something I always remember. He says, we were leaving Pakistan. We're in Iran, we're safe.
Gee, that's pretty amazing. So what's Ted's son going to do with this?
We're going to put it in the museum at Talladega.
I never thought in Alabama I'd find remnants of China. This is amazing. What do you got here? Anything interesting?
Well, junk, more junk.
Neil Bonnet car. All right, so we'll work our way back. So C Sports Racer, what kind of power's in that?
Actually, that's remember the Super Vs?
Yeah.
That's a Super V with a body
With
on
a
it.
body on it.
It's the only car to ever win the runoffs as an air cool and a water cool.
So right now it's got the water cooled. But
Yeah.
this used to have a horizontally opposed Volkswagen.
Oh, Boxer or whatever they call them.
And did you race this?
Yeah, I wrecked it.
Wow. And when was the last time this was raced?
About 82, is it?
Wow, 40-something years ago. Ah. So is this your hobby shop or do you make your living out of here?
Well, I've been making my living here since 82. First car I built was for Davey Allison for the Dash. I was the Dash series. Careful.
So you
man.
built Davy's dash car here, no
Yep,
kidding.
I got a picture around here somewhere.
So that's a steel car?
Yeah, that's Neil's car.
Yeah.
That's the car. Laughlin chassis.
Laughlin, that's it. So what do you do with that? Just keep it as
Well, Lee and them used to have vintage races at Barber's.
Uh-huh.
Easiest car in the world to drive.
That's what they say.
Power steering, you know, the brakes are big. You know.
I've got Neil's old Junior Johnson Budweiser car.
Ah,
It was an aero roof, but I made it a notchback. I've had it for 40 years.
Ah.
And so what is this?
this is
It's sure covered very carefully.
this is a
Wait, don't tell me what it is. I'm gonna figure out what it is, okay? Okay, so there's a single headlight. Okay, I got it. There's a parking light and a headlight. Let me get around here. Oh, I'm looking at the hood. First generation Falcon.
that's it exactly.
Is it?
This is
I haven't lost my touch.
this
I know this car. This is one of three.
a Challenger.
Challenger 1.
Yep.
Built by Holman-Moody
Yep.
before the Mustang came out.
Right. with a 260.
Because a friend of mine bought the Challenger 3. It's all fastback and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So I wrote a book about the history of Holman-Moody, and this was in there. So what Holman-Moody was doing, I think I don't know if they're being challenged by Ford or they just took it upon themselves, but there was no sporty small car Ford produced, and they saw maybe that the youth wanted something small and sporty, so Holman-Moody built 3 Falcons. This is one.
Yeah.
And this had stock roof, stock body.
Right.
And then 2, they took like 3 or 4 inches out of the body.
Right.
So I heard the toughest part about that was the dashboard was so low you couldn't get your feet underneath there.
Yeah.
And then Challenger 3 was a aluminum fastback roof.
Yeah, fastback, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that something? They had like 221s in them, didn't they?
This one had a 260 in it. Now, I don't know if
I think originally it had 221.
Probably did.
Now, I know the Challenger 3 ran at Nassau. I think maybe
I think this
Fireball.
car only ran at Sebring
I never thought I'd see this car. This is cool.
in Trussville, Alabama.
Right. Man. So what happens is it goes to auction?
I've got to do the steering on it, redo the transmission, put the engine back in it, put the rear end in it, and get it where to crank and move. You probably remember this.
I don't know. Oh, look at that. So you have to flip that and, oh, that's cool. That is something. So this is documentation of, oh, okay, magazines
That's what I was
that
looking
appeared.
for in the seat in there.
Uh-huh. See, this is when the Falcons were running the Monte Carlo Rally. Oh, yeah, so this is Challenger 3. I don't know which one that one is, but see the fastback roof. That roof was made by Luigi Luvazgi, who was an IndyCar bodybuilder. And he built aluminum cars. And so a guy, Howard Kroplik owns that now. That's his car. Look at that. So there's a GTO Ferrari and a Falcon on the same track. when has that happened in history? Jeez. Look at that. This car. One of the most obscure Holman-Moody cars ever. Man. So there, that's Challenger 3 being unloaded in Nassau.
Yeah, that's Nassau there, yeah.
And that was the Holman-Moody Cobra. Well, you have a neat shop, man.
Well,
So I'd sure like to see that Hertz car. It's a neat little neighborhood. I like it.
Marion feeds them.
We were at Andy's shop, and now we're at his house, 3 miles apart. And he's going to show us something in this building that he says I'm going to like.
Ooh, excuse me.
Oh, man. Oh, man, look at that. So how long have you had this?
I bought it from when Hertz turned them into Jim Skinner Ford, the dealer. I bought them from this dealer.
So you're the first owner of it after Hertz.
Right.
What year would that have been?
67, I think.
Yeah, because that would have been a year old.
Yeah.
That's a 66. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know this, Shelby GT350s, 66s, with gold stripes, and they mostly were black. They had white ones and green ones and blue ones and red ones, all with gold stripes. Most of them were automatics. This was a Hertz rental car. $29.95 a day, and you could rent one of these. And there's all sorts of amazing stories about people that put roll bars in them and ran Daytona, rented them and took the engines out, ran Daytona, the engine, put it back in and turned it in. But this is virgin. This is untouched. And this is very special. Wow, wow, wow. Can I open the door?
Sure. If it open.
So I'd like to know what number this is. It should be right there.
Numbers are right here.
1607. So this is the 1607th GT350 built of...
Oh, is that how that is? That's,
yeah,
that's
so 6 means 1966 and S means street. If it said R, there would be race. And that was the more radical car, yeah. And then it was 1,607 cars. So, I mean, it's got the right motor in there, the right air cleaner, the intake manifold, the carburetor.
Everything's right except the fuel pump that replaced it. I got the old one, though.
It looks like this car was white. They had to do that. They needed so many cars that they were painting white Shelbys into black cars to give to Hertz.
Some expert over there told me that this was a 65 carryover.
Really?
About something in the trunk.
Oh, boy. I'm no expert on it.
I'm not either.
So you brought it over to the anniversary just like this?
The 60th, yeah. I took it to the
Oh, that's great. So it's a 289 high performance in a Cobra with a low-rise manifold and an Autolite carburetor at 271 horsepower. In this one, it had 306 horsepower. And this is called import brace, I think?
Monte Carlo bar.
Monte Carlo bar, that's what it was.
People call it.
This bar right here. And it tightens up the, you know, because this is not a chassis car, it's a unibody car. So it had the hood, it had these vent windows in the back here, that if you remember, Mustangs had vents. Well, this is glass, plexiglass. So 66s had this, 66s had these brake vents that cooled the rear brakes. The Hertz cars had gold stripes. There was a Shelby gas cap and a GT350 logo on the back. 65 Shelby GT350s had 15-inch wheels, and they were two-seaters. 65s were two-seaters, 66s were four-seaters. Well, with 15-inch wheels with two adults in the back, the 15-inch wheels hit the rear fenders. So they put 14-inch wheels on 66s to make it possible for four adults to sit in here. So how many miles are on here, do you know? I should have looked. 58,429 miles. You think it's 158?
Probably.
Yeah. So, did Mary Ann drive this car?
She drove it back and forth to work till people started following her home.
So,
to buy it.
so Mary Ann, I want to ask you, you drove that car as your everyday car for years?
For a long time, yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
When did you stop driving it?
Well, I stopped driving. It got real aggravating because people started following me home. They wanted to buy it. And the last time I drove it, the guy followed me home and would not leave. And finally, he said, "I'm buying that car." Finally, I just went and locked the door.
It was this house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you ever
never
street race
lived
it?
anywhere else.
Did you ever race anybody at traffic lights?
No.
No.
I just went fast enough by myself. I didn't race people.
So I am curious. I mean, of all the cars you could have bought in 1967, you bought this. Why did you buy this car?
Well, I was working out in California, and I just came back, and my brother was selling cars. So I saw it, and I said, I gotta have that. There were two of them, you know, in Birmingham. Do you still have the little? Are they in here?
Hertz dealer thing.
Oh, no kidding!
We found one, and she made copies of
made
it.
copies of it.
Found it.
All right. So if you were a car enthusiast back in the day, '66, you'd go to Hertz in Birmingham, and here's the rate schedule. Isn't this cool? So GT350H, $12 a day, $60 for a week, plus 12 cents a mile. This is the newest, liveliest sports car in the United States.
Look at the insurance. How much the insurance is?
$100 deductible. Oh, $5 damage waivers, $1 a day, or $5 for the week. I can have one of these?
Yeah, sure.
Thank
All
you.
want.
Did you ever drag race this or anything?
Yeah, one time over there, found something wrong with my regular race car, and I ran this and won the class in it.
Isn't that something? So you tell me before about the automatic, how special it was.
If you ever want to make sure it's a real Shelby, take the transmission apart.
Because it was a very modified C4.
According to my brother, yeah.
Wow, wasn't that
It
something?
had all these little holes in the bands and all kind of stuff.
So let's talk about this car being, you know, parked in a garage, dirty like it is, right? So you're sitting home saying, "Oh, you know, this guy doesn't care about the car." Trust me, I had a '67 GT500, much like this. And when I brought that car to a Shelby meet, it was the most popular car there. The same thing with Andy. When he brings us to a Shelby meet, they had the Mustang reunion over at Barber Motorsport Park. It will be the most popular car there. Every judge is going to judge all those restored cars based on how original they are compared to this. So this becomes the benchmark for all the other Mustang restorations because they all might look pretty, but they don't have the right hardware, things aren't put on the right direction, or that's a replacement part. This is a time capsule, and some cars don't need to be restored. This is one of them. This has been such a special day, and I have to thank Lee for introducing us because this is exactly why my show exists.
Lee will get you in trouble.
My show exists to find cars just like this to give people encouragement that there's still old cars to be found. So I want to thank you so much, Andy and Mary Ann. She's hiding back here. Mary Ann, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This has been a great afternoon.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Nice to meet you.
You got to meet people like this because they're the salt of the earth. Happy hunting.